Yes, people, welcome back to another live stream on the channel. This is your Game Week 13 preview. If I'm saying that right, yeah, Game Week 13, and Premier League's back. Thank goodness for that. International qualifiers are over. And yeah, man, Premier League's back. Premier League football's back, and we're back with another preview. Lots of things to discuss, but obviously, I'm never by myself, so I'm just going to add the people one by one. We do have Ollie here, as always. How you doing, Ollie?
I'm good.
How was the international break? Did you enjoy it?
Bit boring.
Did you watch any of the England game?
Yeah,
And how was it?
bit boring.
Well, I mean, it is always boring on the Southgate, but
Yeah.
all I can confirm is Albania to win the Euros. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, we do have our co-host himself, Manny. Big up to you. How you doing, Manny?
Yeah, all good, all good, all good. Always happy to be back, and once again, I am happy to be here. Most of the time, whenever I say I'll be here, I will be here. There are some occasions when sometimes, old age catching up with me, got the beard and everything, might feel a bit sleepy, might miss a stream by accident. It's never deliberate, but I'm always committed in every way. Ryan, big up, mate.
Yeah,
and Bobby K, big up to you too.
Yeah, the Bobby K as well, man. Hope you're doing well. The next person is JPT. How you doing, JPT?
Hey, I'm doing good. So tired. Busy running all day. It's a holiday weekend here in the States. But like Manny said, try to keep my word and to, not miss a stream. Luckily, just taking a break right now from helping family move out of their homes. So of course, can't miss this. Glad that qualifiers are done for right now. And yeah, so now we go back to club football.
100% the proper real football. But yeah, man, big up to anyone living in the US, obviously outside. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Obviously, what's happening in Ireland, I do send my condolences to the three kids, obviously. And obviously,
not condolences, just concerns. I mean, I don't know if if the kids are. I mean, we know that they're in a critical. We know they got stabbed. They're in a critical condition. I don't know if the updates on their health are very bad, but obviously our best wishes are to the people affected and their families and the people of that wonderful country.
And last but not least, Mr. B. How you doing, Mr. B?
Yeah, cool, man. Cool. Big up, fellas.
Must be very tired because you just joined them from Lucas stream, but yeah.
Yeah. I left old Volcano, Kyle, going off on one on there, mate. He's going off on one again, so yeah. Not surprised, man.
But how's the international break, Mr. B? Yeah.
Yeah, watching the snooze fest, mate, of the England games. Bloody snooze fest. Oh, that's total shit, man.
The Manny gone.
Proper stuff,
Manny, you was going to say something.
Yeah, go on, mate.
No, I was just saying, really, that it's funny that Mr. B referred to the England Macedonia game as a bit of a snooze fest. I was commentating on the Ukraine-Italy game, which was a lot more exciting, and he was offering some comments. We had they had a player named Buongiorno playing for Italy, but because it was in the evening, I was tempted to change his name to Buonasera, and then Mr. B pointed out, no, there's already a Buonanotte playing for Brighton. But mate, Buonanotte is an Argentinian. And so I'm glad you kept me company on that. And you're right. The England game was a bit of a snooze fest. And there are people who will still back Gareth Southgate no matter what because of what he achieved. Accomplished in the group. Beating Italy twice was wonderful. But
he's got a big bean, doesn't he? He's got a guy.
Yeah, at the end of Euro 2024, he's gone. No question about it. Simple as that.
Yeah, hopefully. But now it's real football. Premier League football's back. Thank goodness. But yeah, I mean, first game is already a cracker, man. Like, for me, I don't get why this is a lunchtime kickoff, but that's a disgrace from the Premier League.
Because it's Liverpool.
We will talk about Premier League later. We will talk about that Premier League later, but I'll save it for later. But Man City versus Liverpool. I mean, this game either way, in my opinion. But obviously with Liverpool, I think they've all pretty much got full strength team. I think, apart from obviously Robertson, and yeah, I think apart from that, not sure about Konate and stuff, but I think with City they had obviously before during the international break there was some concerns, but I think obviously Haaland's back from because he had a little knock, but I think City should be fine. But this game should be interesting, man. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Man City win, but this game could go either way. But yeah, it could be end to end. Depends what Liverpool decide to turn up. Obviously, you won't see Liverpool dominate because it's the Etihad end. I'll be surprised if Liverpool was to dominate, but Liverpool they have to play smart here. And yeah, but I can see City winning this 2-1. But like I said, they can go either way. But Manny, what do you think of this game tomorrow?
Oh, this game could particularly be one game which will decide, which could potentially be a title decider, because Manchester City have had a couple of big hiccups this season, including against our Arsenal. Woohoo! But they also had a huge hiccup against Wolves, and Liverpool were perhaps by all accounts unlucky against Spurs, but then they, and they also lost their. No. Liverpool were unlucky against Spurs, and they have struggled against the likes of Luton. But in other games, of course, they've looked pretty decent and back to something like their best. I go by the corresponding fixture last season, which was a goal fest, literally. Liverpool actually was smart enough to break City's defense to take a shock lead, but then that pretty much spurred City into action by saying, you do not take such an early lead against us and think you can get away with it. And what followed was an entertaining game with City running out 6-3 winners, but Liverpool scoring 3 goals and providing further proof that in as much as City are an offensive force, defensively they've got some issues. And one particular culprit in that Manchester City defense is a certain Portuguese defender who... the fact that he continues to be played again and again is an absolute crime.
Just say his name. Come on, we know you're on about. Come on, you don't.
Ruben Diaz. I cannot stand. I can't say I can't stand him, but he literally.
I think you have.
Well, clearly I'm sitting down, so I'm not standing, am I?
No.
Yeah, but he is literally one of the most inconsistent defenders I've ever seen, and some of the mistakes he's made have literally been, I would say, quite criminal. Whether it's in the Chelsea game, for instance, some of his poor play, whether it was that ridiculous foul on Brozier, which resulted in the last gasp penalty, or even a ridiculous back heel horse-style kick to fail to receive a back pass. I mean, some of his play is a little bit brainless. And so there are some doubts about the likes of Darwin Núñez, and I know that there are several Arsenal fans. Mr. B will definitely know this. Not Arsenal, Liverpool. There are several Liverpool fans, and Mr. B will know this Liverpool fan, who absolutely do not like Darwin Núñez at all. But, he does have some ability as proven. And, of course, against Argentina, he did score a fine goal in the international break, and he is capable of scoring well. But Liverpool's front line is always going to be their main threat. And if they can somehow manage to get in behind that makeshift defense, then they will definitely cause more than a few problems. It's also going to be wonderful to see I think Alisson is still far and away far better than Ederson. Ederson might have a Champions League, but Alisson beat him to it. And, it's also going to be a game where the midfield might have a lot to say. I think Kevin De Bruyne is still out for Manchester City, but Liverpool's midfield are going to have to stand up and be counted. I do share your opinion, Oris, that this does have a tight City win written all over it, except when you take a look at the defences, it might not be tight. And with Robertson injured, I just don't know who will really do the job at left back. It might be Tsimikas or someone else. And... there's still this talk about having Trent at right back when he cuts into the midfield. He leaves that gap over there, and City can easily take advantage of that. This should have some goals in it, but it will be a much tighter game than the 6-3 score in the corresponding fixture. I'm going to sort of stick my neck out and go for a 3-2 City win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool nicked a point from this.
Yeah, no, 100%. This game, like I said, whoever scores first, I mean, it's not really about whoever scores first, but our Liverpool set out and stuff. But Ryan says here, yes, Alisson is better than Ederson. I agree, Manny. And Simon says, let's see who turns up as well. 100%. Ollie, I'm going to go over to you. How do you see this game going tomorrow lunchtime?
Yeah, I think City will win this game. They're at home, the home advantage. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 City win.
3-1 City win. Who do you think the scores will be?
Gosh. Haaland, maybe.
And for Liverpool?
Salah.
For the FPL points, if anyone has Salah. Mr. B, I'm going to go over to you. How do you see this game going tomorrow, Man City versus Liverpool?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man. I think if it's anything like the last game that Man City were featured in against Chelsea, we can see a few goals, because I actually think I said on another stream there will be a few. I think it's going to be 2-2 myself. This one, I can see there being quite a few in this. So, I'd love another 4-4. That'd be brilliant. But I think it'd be 2-2.
2-2. Interesting. JBT?
I mean, I'll just give my score prediction first and agree with Mr. B here. We're gonna say that Liverpool is probably gonna get an equalizer at the end and make it 2-2. I mean, this is Liverpool's favorite time to play, especially after internationals. So, anything that comes up with a loss or points drop, you expect Klopp to come up with the excuses again and crying about, you know, so-called conspiracy. At this point, I mean, with the number of games that they've been playing at like the lunchtime kickoffs, is quite amazing, especially when I think they're like 6 or 7 games ahead of second place when it comes to the lunchtime kickoffs. But if Haaland is healthy to play, I mean, of course, expect him to be on the board. I'm wondering if Alvarez is going to get the second. But this is going to be an exciting midfield battle too, especially if Szoboszlai is healthy to play and going to this game. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting title, or I guess like I said, like title deciding. I don't know if it's too early to call that, but I'm definitely going to open up the window to make it see if it's a 2 or even a 3-horse race with this, because I know Arsenal are tied with Liverpool in points, I believe. But yeah, it's gonna show that Liverpool and City race all over again, like just a couple years ago. But yeah, I think it's just gonna show the points. City, if they're gonna come out the same way defensively as they did versus Chelsea, which I doubt. I don't think we're gonna see Vardy having errors like that. Manny even said Ruben Diaz is looking shaky and very inconsistent. But you never know. This is a pep managed team. They can look flawed one game, but then they come out near perfect the next game. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be an overall draw 2-2. It's gonna be an entertaining game to watch.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute there. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I think, you know what, 2-2 would not surprise me. If Liverpool score last minute, would not surprise me.
Yeah. By the way, Oris, let me answer your question. I think Simon Davis mentioned it could be a Sean Gota hat trick.
Yeah.
Sean Gota is a Bermudan
Fine.
international who played for Manchester City, and I think the chant among the fans was, "If you feed the goat, he will score."
Oh, feed the goat. Feed the goat and he will score. Remember that.
The Bounce of Rocks podcast says, big up, Ollie, you're quiet. And I wouldn't say it will be pivotal regarding the outcome of the league, but it's a game each who want to win.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But yeah, next game, it is Burnley versus West Ham. I mean, listen, I could only see one winner here for me. For me, West Ham, they have to obviously win this game. But it was a tight game when they played. What was it? I think it was when they played Forest before. It was a bit tight for them. But now, obviously, Burnley, who are struggling with form and not playing that they're great under company. So I'm gonna go with a 3-1 West Ham. I think they're gonna win comfortable. I think they're gonna display them, and you don't usually see Burnley sack a manager, but I'm surprised that Burnley, they keep continuing to stick with company and showing him some support. But I don't like obviously I don't like seeing managers getting sacked, but it's good to see some faith in the Burnley board that they have with company. But I'm not sure if they keep losing, and I'm not sure if they're going to keep showing them support. But for me, I think West Ham are going to win. If you look at the quality sides, West Ham, Kudus, Paqueta, there's many more. Alvarez from Ajax. They've got a good side there. So 3-1 West Ham for me. Money.
Yeah, there actually have been some quotes going around, Oris, that company will be given some faith because, look, what he's doing right now with Burnley is trying to build a sort of a young team, really, and try and make sure that, they gain some experience. And if they do go back down to the Championship, then, of course, there will be a lot of faith in company to try to rebuild that team, which might be bruised, but better for the experience, and then they can come back a little bit stronger. I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to go about it, but if you take a look at what Forest did with have done with Steve Cooper, I mean, anybody can tell you that company is a much better manager than Steve Cooper in terms of, the success that he's been able to earn and what he's managed to accomplish. And bear in mind, Burnley very nearly sneaked a win at the City Ground, only for, I believe it was the New Zealander Chris Wood to get the equaliser, if memory serves me right. But, this might be a game where I might also predict a West Ham win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Burnley break their duck against this West Ham team. Because, yes, West Ham have been doing well this season, but let's also not forget that with Mohamed Kudus having, played for Ghana in the international break, he could come back a little bit jaded. And West Ham are starting to show a little bit of signs of starting to be a bit, I wouldn't necessarily say lethargic, but they are quite beatable. And this could very well be a game where Burnley might just, upset the odds and say, you know what, Hammers, we're going to burn you. And you might not like it. But, that's what my heart says. But my head says there should be a West Ham win. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 win with Ward-Prowse, Bowen, and maybe Kudus to score the third goal. And Ryan's saying Burnley do need to start picking up points. And being at home, they might need to try to show an intent to win this game, if not a draw. And he's gone for a 2-1 win. So he agrees with me that this could be a game where Burnley break their duck, although, I'm pretty much going with my head and saying that West Ham will win. But don't be surprised if Burnley turn the corner. And Ryan's pretty much, backed up what I'm saying. They're not going to sack company. His mission this season is mainly to keep Burnley up. They knew it'd be a big challenge to stay up the season anyway, but also the circumstances of Burnley mean that, they're preparing for life beyond this season in the Premier League and are prepared for the inevitability if they get relegated. But if they do manage to stay up, then company deserves all the credit. And I think he will look to strengthen the following season. But for this game, I think West Ham should win this 3-1.
3-1 West Ham. Ollie? Ollie?
I think he's frozen.
Is he? Oh, yeah, I think he's frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Ollie, let it go. Let it go.
Oh, no, he's back. Ollie,
Am I back?
And his waxwork
Yeah.
is frozen, I think.
Ollie, you're back
Am
now.
I back?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
back.
I'm
Yep.
back.
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Yeah.
We can see you.
Yeah.
You're there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 3-0 West Ham win.
3-0 West Ham win. Mr. B?
Yeah, I think the thing is, I'd like to say Burnley will pick up and get a win, but I can't see it here, to be honest, with West Ham. But, I think it won't be a massive victory for West Ham. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Hammers.
And JBT?
Yeah, no, Burnley just not looking too good. I'm gonna agree with Ollie and say 3-0 to the Hammers on this one.
Cool. Yeah. Everyone going for West Ham win, which is not
Oh yeah.
surprising. Next one, Luton versus Palace. I mean, no one predicted Luton to get a point against Liverpool, but they if they manage to get if they can get a point against Liverpool, they can surely try and get a win this game. But
Beat Palace, all right.
you think they'll be Palace?
Yeah, I think they can, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it's gonna go. I think it's gonna be a draw. I think it's gonna be 2-2. 2-2 in this game. Luton Palace 2-2 for me. End to end, but Luton, yeah. If only they kept that lead against Liverpool, but yeah, I'm gonna go 2-2 for this one. Money.
Ooh, obviously we were all in praise of Luton after that draw against Liverpool, but I don't know if I can necessarily see lightning striking in the same place twice. I think Roy Hodgson will probably have done his homework and will try to avoid the mistakes that Liverpool made in not being able to beat Luton on their home patch. But, we've been talking in recent weeks, and I think Mr. B will back me up on this because we were on his stream when we were talking about it, about how Luton could possibly be one of the three championship teams to actually survive in the Premiership because they're showing a lot more in terms of application. But it's one of these games where Crystal Palace will urgently know that they need to pick up some points themselves. And as such, I don't think they're going to be as lackadaisical as Liverpool might have been. So it'll probably be a tight 2-1 win. But the Eagles should pluck the hats off the Hatters.
Yeah, 100%. Ollie?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Palace, yeah.
Oh, 2-1 Palace win. Mr. B?
No, I'm not. I'm going to shot. I'm going to go Luton 2-1. I think they could do it, I really do. I think, Palace are not a Liverpool. They're not a Arsenal. They're not a whatever. Good team, decent team. But, if they're without, say, they ain't got Elise, Eze or whatever, they're not that great, are they? Up front. So I think Luton, in their own ground, tight ground, they're going to make it hard for Palace. And I think Luton are going to do it. And I think they're going to get a win there. 2-1.
2-1 Luton and JPT?
Oh, man, I can't decide if it's going to be a 1-0 draw or a 1-0 Palace win. The one thing is this, I want to say it's going to be a 1-0 Palace, but the one thing that just kind of makes you think if Luton has some type of new confidence, not just from the Liverpool game, but considering the point deduction that has happened with Everton, and they probably see like a second chance to kind of, even though it's still early in the season, but to see like they have a chance for surviving. I mean, it's still very close in the relegation like sides where one win, and you're safe. But I think everyone's either picked a Crystal Palace win except for Mr. B. I'm gonna go with the draw. I'm gonna go with 1-1 in this game.
Well, I think Ryan's wrong there. Luton haven't been poor all season. They played really well. They've done really well so far. How can you say they've been poor?
I think,
I
obviously,
don't agree with that at all.
As a collective, they have been put in games, but against Liverpool, they did all right for me. But
they've done well in a lot of games. They've only just lost. I mean, it's been so tight in all the games they played in. Most of the games. Was it? I think there was only beat badly by one team. Was it maybe Everton? Only beaten badly or 3-0 or something.
It was Everton, the only team that they beat. Yeah, at Goodison.
Yeah, well, that was the only bad game they probably had. All the rest of the time, they played well. I thought, been tight. So I can't say I agree with that.
Yeah, it all depends. What's Luton's side comes out. Like I said, they can either be the team that comes out versus Liverpool, or I'll just say for my example, because I'll be honest, I don't watch too much Luton games. So the one I have seen from start to finish was the Chelsea one. And yeah, from what they were looking like, and from early on in the season, they weren't looking too sharp. If they're picking up form, before the break, and maybe this is they finally found something to roll with, but uh, it's really hit or miss with Palace because it's don't aren't they also with like an injury issue right now too?
Yeah, they are. They are because I think Eze's still out, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Isn't
Olise.
Anderson still out too?
I think Olise is still out. I think I'm not sure, but he's still out. I think so. Palace got some injury crisis going on. So yeah.
Every team's going through injury
Yeah.
crisis. So.
Man could do it.
No.
I think they could.
First, before the season started, and not going to get the job done before in games. Yeah. But yeah, we shall see how this game goes. This could be an interesting one. As peeled for this one, but next game, where eyes will be peeling, is Newcastle
Yeah.
Chelsea, and it's only right to go to JPT first. But yeah, how do you see this? Because obviously Newcastle injuries,
Yeah.
FC galore. Obviously, we saw Trippier against Bournemouth. For me, that was a disgrace, by the way. Full time, he says to the fans, look at that we've got, and yeah, basically arguing with a fan. For me, yeah, you can't, as a captain, you can't be saying that because imagine an 18-year-old Newcastle player watching that saying, "Oh, look at the injuries that we've got." That is absolutely disgrace to say that. But JBT, how are you feeling? Obviously, Nkunku's still not ready, but Broja is back in the squad.
Yeah. Your man,
Yeah.
Broja. Yeah.
The Albania Eagles fly. Yeah, and look, and and I guess I want to touch like a little bit on the thing with Trippier. It might not be a popular opinion, but I was on his side on that. Yes, maybe not the best reaction, but you had to understand that yes, it was after a bad loss to what I think was Bournemouth. But this is like what they're down to like their BC team at this point with like all the injuries they have in the starting 11, and it was bound for them to kind of like not the wheels coming off like falling off, but they're tired. They're playing hurt. It was I mean, maybe the international break kind of came at a good time for them. I mean, I'm not sure how many of that 11 that played in that game went out for international duty, but regardless, with even with all the injuries, yeah, like I said earlier, a lot of teams, I won't say every team, but a lot of teams are going through an injury issues like right now, and I know it's a big topic to be discussed, with whether that's too many games, whether it's on club or international level, but end of the day, it's still Newcastle at St. James's Park. It's still an Eddie Howe run team. So even with the injured 11, they can still pull a result. So yeah, even though we don't have Nkuku or Lavia in right now, it's fine. I wasn't even expecting them to even be part of the team. Right after international break, I won't. I mean, maybe for the Brighton or Manchester United game, we will see them. But I mean, yes, I don't think we had any injuries from international break, which is great news. Hopefully, we can still carry the momentum going from before we went on international break. But you know what? I'm actually going to take my result from I think it was Paul Merson who said it's gonna be a 1-all draw. Yeah, I think he's predicted the last 3 results for Chelsea correctly somehow. So I'm gonna just predict a draw. I would like a win. I would expect a win, but yeah, at St. James, you never know.
No, but sure, yeah, I kind of get you, but it's gonna be an entertaining one. Manny, how do you see this game? Obviously, Newcastle injuries. Do you see Chelsea picking up something in this game?
Yeah, the sad part about Newcastle's injuries is that it has come at a bit of a bad time for them, given how they've got all of these games, especially, and after that, I mean, when they beat PSG, I was saying that we have to accept that PSG are were an absolute shambles at the time, and credit to them, they've recovered a little bit. But when they played against Borussia Dortmund, I think they pretty much found out that maybe the Champions League was, in some ways, a step too far. But with the injuries coming in, and I also agree with JPT that Trippier was right to take a look at the fan and say you can't just slate us like this without knowing what's going on. And it is a long season, and they do need a big squad, and they've got some injuries as well. But of course, there are some players who are still sitting on the fringes and haven't really played very much. They might be chomping at the bit for an opportunity. And with Chelsea, we've seen that they are, even without Nkunku, still capable of providing some attacking impetus. And I do believe that Mudrak will still be the type of player who can, if he's on song, certainly cause problems for that Newcastle defence. But having said all of that, they've got to worry about their own defensive frailties at times. I think Cucurella should be credited for having improved his play overall, but he is still a bit of a question mark in many ways. And this should be a high-scoring game for. I don't know where that noise is coming from, but I would say that.
It's Ollie, I think.
Yeah, noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This yeah, I'm going to get to that point in a minute, and this could very well be another game, just like the City Liverpool game, that could have goals in it. I actually do believe that although I wouldn't say the wheels are starting to come off, this could very well be the sort of game that Chelsea uses to really continue their sort of a recovery. I know that Mr. B will gleefully remember when Chelsea lost at home to the Bees, with Bournemouth playing really well that day. But as Simon Davies has said, Chelsea are a bit hit and miss at the moment. But this could very well be the sort of game where where Chelsea could cause some problems. I don't know if Guimaraes will be available for the game either. Maybe he should be, because his suspension might be over. But I'm also going to sort of use this as the game to say that Chelsea might end up struggling. And this could very well be... I'm going to go for a 3-2 win. And I'm going to respond to what you say that. When you say, Ryan, that Trippier didn't have a right to do that, the fans pay the money to watch and do have a right to be angry if they're not happy with what they're seeing. Mate, listen, nobody even... in as much as people might like to think that Newcastle doing well last season has put them into the Champions League, and they are doing well, there are going to be some games where they do slip up, given the workload of playing in Europe and also with the Premier League. And that was obviously not the best performance, but you also have to give credit to Bournemouth, who knew that they were in trouble and played above themselves that day. Mm-hmm. So these these losses can happen any particular time. I do get what you're saying, in that maybe, if when they lost to Dortmund twice, they were trying to give their best, but against Bournemouth, they were just found wanting. But even then, these things happen. And I'm sorry, but for the for Trippier to be harassed like that by one of the fans, that's just typical of these fans who will sing when they're winning and scream and shout when they lose. So I'm sorry, but I can't agree with you on that, mate. I hope you understand.
And also, if I just point out, just because someone buys a ticket doesn't give you the right to berate these players. You're not the ones who are going day in, day out, putting your bodies on, putting your health on the line, putting your careers on the line, for maybe a bad tackle or whatever. But, support them. If it was a healthy Newcastle and they got obliterated, I can understand the frustration. But you have to take consideration about what's going on. And yes, you don't want to say that, my team lost to a Bournemouth side and we're a Champions League level team. It happens. You still give support out. You have to back your team during the hard times. If not, give that ticket to someone else who will make a difference in the stands. Especially, and I think they were away in that game. So they made the travel. Fair enough. You spend your money. Fair enough. It doesn't give you the right to be. And I know we try to watch that, but don't be an asshole to these players that you come to watch.
Absolutely.
Play. But actually, when you say that, shouldn't we as fans, we demand to see our players produce and do something and perform on the pitch? They're paid a lot of money to do that. They're paid loads of money.
To demand, yes, but but also, to this fan, let's say, for example, for that fan, if they had a Trippier kit, and why would you berate one year? I think it was I'm not sure if he was the captain for that game. I'm not, I can't say 100% sure on that one. But either way, this is your own fan base. I mean, this is the team you support, and then you're gonna berate. And it's no one's saying that you can't demand perfection or to win, but at least lose with grace, lose like with supporting your side. What type of fan would you be? Is if like do you lose one game and you just going? You know, I won't say they just lost one game, but it was a game that I'm sure that they were expecting to win. But at least lose with alongside with your team. Don't berate the players that you back from August to May, and then you just because you lost a game in November, you want to act like a little I'll watch my language on here, but like a brat. I mean, I'm not saying that you have the right to your opinion to want
It's
perfection to
unprofessional by
want.
Trippier. It's unprofessional. You
It
actually have
was.
to suck it up, though. You suck it up, didn't you? Being a footballer.
No, but
Exactly,
but but
but
but
you're
Mr.
still
B, Mr.
human.
B, yeah, exactly. And Mr. B, players are human themselves. You can talk about how fans have a right to be angry because they spend so much money making the journeys. It's their decision to spend that much money. And players also have a right to command salaries because they're sportsmen and entertainers. All Trippier was doing was saying, look, the circumstances have not really been in our favor. I'm sure he knows, as a full international with England as well, don't forget, that the team didn't quite perform to their expectations. They did try, but they just weren't able to get it. But fans should know. And these are the same fans, of course, who have seen Newcastle through the tough times when they were being relegated very often. So for them to sort of say, you didn't show enough effort today against this Bournemouth team. Doesn't it ever occur to people that Bournemouth also, as I said, were determined to try to do well to stop the rot under Iraola? I mean, there are so many things which come into place. And, as Arsenal fans, Ollie and I might also have our opinions, but I can bet my left arm that if both of us were at the Emirates Stadium and Arsenal lost, there's no way that we would walk all the way up to a player and say, you lot are a disgrace. You need to refund all of us right now. And Ryan, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this. But for fans to go ahead and just go and directly abuse players like that, given how Dean Court the stadium was, I think it was out of order. But the players are also smart enough to know that they will have to try to put it right the next time. And I'm sorry if this debate's taken too long. But that is what it is.
And it wasn't Trippier, attacking the fan. It was him defending his team. It was him defending his, the man that he's played along with 90 minutes with. And I think that's just, at the end of the day, that's what came out. It's not Kieran Trippier being nasty to a fan. It's him defending his team.
Yeah. For me, I'm 50-50 because if Trippier's saying that, just imagine the teenagers at Newcastle watching that because they're blaming injuries, but what about the youngsters? What are they going to think? Oh, they're thinking that they're going to have no impact to the team now. But for me, listen, I get it. You can't throw abuse. For me, abuse is wrong, but you can obviously criticize them, but not for me. I've always said on this channel, you criticize is fine, but abusing that's our order. But where Trippier's going, it's 50-50 for me. But yeah, let's get a score prediction. I think JBT, you said a draw, right? I think.
Yeah, I want to win. I mean, we need a win. We need 3 points. We can't just keep getting draws and expecting to get out of mid-table. But yeah, like I said, it's Newcastle at the end of the day. I'm expecting a 1-1.
1-1, Mr. B.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be another 4-4. I mean, Chelsea can't be as bad as that again, surely, with their defence and whatever. So I'm going to agree with JPT on this. I'm going 1-1 as well.
Ollie?
I'm going to go
2-2 and Manny?
I gave my prediction: Chelsea to pip Newcastle in a 3-2 thriller. There will be goals.
Ooh, 3-2. Interesting. And I think I said 1-1 as well. So yeah, next game for us is Brighton. Mr. B, you can go first. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I like both these teams. I think they're very good teams. Forest, good little team going well now, and they seem to have sort of found their feet in the Premiership. Unlike last season, it was a hard time for them last season, trying to gel all these players together, these new players and everything. But they've done really well. And of course, drew with us. Well, shouldn't have done, but there you go. But I thought they're good. I think they're a good team. So Brighton, always like how they play. Very good, good football. I think it's gonna be a tight one. I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm actually gonna go 2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest. Oh,
2-1.
whew.
Yeah.
I think there's a record. I think Brighton, the last thing they won was, I think it was October. So it's a crazy stat for them. Let's go to Ollie. Your score prediction for Forest versus Brighton?
I'm going to go with a 2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. Money?
Ooh, well, the news, of course, from Forest is that Taiwo Awoniyi will be out for a bit of time, having injured himself on international duty. And inasmuch as Forest have performed well in certain games, Awoniyi has been their main man. So it might be very difficult to see how Forest will do against a Brighton team that is starting to look a bit inconsistent under De Zerbi, but still can back themselves to score at least a few goals. So I'm going to go with Mr. Sinclair and say 2-1 to the Seagulls.
Yeah. JPT?
I think I'm gonna go with 2-0 Brighton. Yeah, even the thing that as you mentioned that not having a win since October is quite ridiculous. But I'm not sure if that's because of the now European games that's taking effect on their season. But yeah, I don't think that they're gonna be okay, especially with the Zerbi to be without a win since they now more than a month. So yeah, I get this also, but yeah, not saying that with Forest and they're a bad team to not score, but yeah, with that title in lineup, that's going to be a big miss, especially for their attack. But it's kind of it's harder to not pick Forest neither because they do have a good side on with them, but it's a big missing piece. So yeah, so 2-0.
2-0. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1 Brighton, but anything can happen because Brighton they look poor, very poor to be fair. So anything can happen in this game. Forest can do something. This is the Premier League, so anything can happen. But I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton. I think everyone's had their say now. Next game, Sheffield United versus Bournemouth. I'm pretty sure everyone's will be watching that. No, I'm joking. I mean,
Cheap shot, Orest.
I'm gonna go with a Bournemouth win. Obviously Sheffield, they're not that. They haven't been convincing in my eyes. I mean, they haven't. It's just a fact, really. But yeah, Bournemouth win. I think I'm gonna go with 2-0 Bournemouth win. And Bournemouth, they're gonna play good in this match, and yeah, and let's see if they can keep it like that. But Money, what do you think in this game?
Who knows Bournemouth?
Best.
Go Bournemouth.
I mean, Bournemouth are a nice team, obviously, and I do have a soft corner, as Orest knows. I do a lot of work with Craig Beasley from Up the Cherries in all departments, and I'm sure he would have been chuffed with the win over Newcastle. And that could very well be the game that sort of gets Bournemouth's season maybe up and running, as long as Iriola can maintain that same sort of 11 or that same combination that served him so well. And Sheffield United, they have shown some admirable spirit in some games, but they pretty much have shown that they can't really keep that spirit going, and I do fear that they will be lambs to the slaughter. Now, this might be tricky as well because let's not assume that this is going to be an easy win for Bournemouth.
No.
They are still going to have to make sure they get their confidence completely spot on, and this is the sort of game where they will have to the win for granted. But I definitely think. Oh, sorry, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's fine now. Yeah.
Okay. So this should be the game that Bournemouth have to take seriously, but I do believe that they will certainly use this rise to the occasion and come quite good. So it's not going to be a convincing win by any means, but I'd say a 2-1 win with Brooks to come on as a substitute and score the winner, but after maybe a Dominic Solanke special.
Yeah, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. I think Bournemouth will win this game, so I'm going to go with 1-0 Bournemouth.
1-0 Bournemouth. What tight game, Mr. B?
Yeah, tight game. Yeah.
Oh, Well, you know what? I think Sheffield United are picking up some points lately. I mean, they are coming. They're sort of coming out of their slump, aren't they? Almost. So, I think I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go 1-1. This one. Hmm.
Well, no, Ryan says Sheffield at home will have to try and make home advantage count. I do think they are just enough to win. It will be 1-0 to Sheffield. Ooh, interesting. JPT?
I'm agree with Ollie and say a 1-0 win for Bournemouth, and say that's going to be a game winner from Dominic Solanke.
Dominic Solanke. Interesting. Next game, it is
Dominic is so lanky. He might be the tallest player on their team.
Brentford
That's Philip Billy, isn't it? He's lanky, isn't he?
Arsenal. Mr. B, you are the host of this match. Ken Thomas Frank. I mean, let's there. United did not deserve to beat Brentford, but obviously McTominay got goal scorers. But how are you feeling? Because I feel like against the big teams, you haven't done that bad, You haven't done that bad. But how are you feeling? Because you're the host, and
Simon, no, not 3-1 Arsenal. Shut up. Come on, not 3-1. Simon, have a word with yourself, mate. No, we're back at the Hive, man. I think we got bounced back from the Liverpool one, so I think we got enough. And Arsenal, hit and miss. Sorry, Manny and Ollie, but you are. And I'm going to go 2-1 to the Bees. We're going to come back stinging,
Oh, 2-1 to the Bees.
This one.
And Burma Masterclass, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Yeah. Now, the away team, Ollie, to start off with you first. What's the comeback to Mr. B? Because he said 2-1 Brentford. Do you have any comebacks for him?
2-1 Arsenal.
Talk to me, Ollie. How are you feeling for this game? For tonight?
Crying Ramsdale in goal, crying, and his dad telling him, "Oh, my son, it's on. He can't play. He's not playing. He can't."
You can't be a goalkeeper for a full 90. That is a crazy
Ollie,
statement
talk to me. How are you feeling for this game tomorrow?
I'm pretty confident. I think we can win.
Mr. B, he said pretty confident. I would not be happy with that, Mr. B. Pretty confident.
Careful, we're going to be stung, mate. Come
on. What Brentford classic 3-5-2s. Get on the press, high press. The Thomas Frank way, the super Thomas Frank. So let's hope. For me, whoever scores first is key in this game. For me, that's in my opinion. Whoever scores first. But let's go to Manny, who won't be delusional like other Arsenal fans. Not you, Ollie, but like other Arsenal fans. But Manny will keep it fair and square. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I will keep it fair and square, and I'm going to say sorry, Steve, mate, but this should be a tight Arsenal win. And give me some credit. I'm not going to predict that we're going to thrash you lot, but
that's true. Yeah.
But having said all of that, also sadly, given how hit and miss we've been, I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up not getting the result that we need. But
Ryan knows what he's talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Maybe. And, as far as Ramsdale's future is concerned, this could very well be the game which keeps him very much in Arteta's good books if he does well. It might not yet be enough to see him win back his place ahead of David Raya, but we will see. But, we do have some other issues ourselves. I think if Arteta can get the strike force combination correctly for once, and not be so delusional, we should see some goals in this game. And it could very well be that Brentford might depend on Mbeumo a little bit. So it's not going to be term.
Shaking our boots with Jesus and Nketiah up front. We're shaking in our boots, mate,
Yeah, I get that. Your defense will not be in trouble if Nketiah is in the room. And hopefully, if Arteta has any sense, he won't start Eddie Nketiah. But, this should be a tight win. And, of course, let's not forget, in the corresponding fixture last season, we did beat you lot 3-0. But, of course, it's a new season. It
was invincible then.
Yeah, to be fair. So, yeah, but, it's a new season, a new game, a new day. Tomorrow is always another day. And, Yeah, 2-1 to the Gunners.
I like it. I really like that, man.
Maybe change up the
Havertz.
in trouble. Havertz playing left back. How about that? I want to see
Oh, for Pete's sake! You know, if there's one coach I absolutely loathe more than Mikel Arteta, it is Julian Nagelsmann. For crying out loud, how he got the Germany job, I will never know. They might as well have stuck with Rudi Völler, for Pete's sake.
But yeah, JBT, your prediction for this one?
This is an interesting game. There's everything going on at the moment. You know, David Raya, Derby, though. Ivan Toney is looking at maybe his current team or his future team. Which I think they should put his signature on the line if they really want to make it exciting. Money in the bank, man. Let's do it. But in all seriousness, with everything that's happening with Arsenal right now, like especially in media, like with Ramsdale, all eyes are going to be on him. He's going to feel that pressure at the game, especially since it's not going to be at the Emirates. So it's going to be very hostile for him. Also, I don't think Arsenal's attack issue is going to be as bad as it is, especially now that it looks like Trossard is looking like the guy to be the number 9 from there for Arsenal. So I think it's a good discovery because anything other than him, Eddie up top? No, that doesn't. Good luck. Kai Havertz played up top. Good luck with that too.
Yes,
but it's
yes, please. Even Pinnock will be licking his lip. You'll be licking his lip. But yeah, carry on.
But to make it as simple, this game is all going to depend on Arteta, who he's going to put in the midfield, and overall the front three. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be Martinelli and Saka on the wings. But yeah, that number 9 is going to be interesting to see who each selects. If he selects right, this should be an Arsenal win, but knowing how Mikel likes to tinker, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
For me, I don't know if Mr. B is going to agree with me, but from Brentford's midfield, I think Norgard and Frank Onyeka, I think both of them, they're going to be key, Because I've been impressed by both of them, but it's going to be the midfield battle. Who's going to be
Jensen as well, yeah.
Jensen, yep. So we shall see who wins it, but I'm going to... I don't know what I said, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal, but if Brentford win, it won't surprise me if Brentford win, but for me, this could go end to end. But like I said, whoever scores first, key. So it could be 2-1 Brentford, it could be 3-1, it could be 3-2 Brentford, who knows, but hopefully it should be a good game. Let me go through the comments. Get Havertz and go. I'm afraid Arteta will always fuck with the big decision. He isn't going to make any trophies to Arsenal. Sorry, not sorry. Yep. Most Liverpool people over the simple fact we have all things. So Brevin can match anyone on there. Of course. And United just luckily beat Brentford at home as well. So that
was a jammy one, mate. Jammy. Indeed.
Yeah. All right. So now, listen, like I said, if it's 2-1 Brentford, it won't surprise me. But for me, whoever scores first. But yeah, so I don't like backing Arsenal, but it is what it is. As I said, what I think. But next game, this is an interesting one. Tottenham,
tasty one.
This is a tasty one, man. Man, will be licking his lips. Hopefully, Emi Martinez disaster class again. But
Clean sheet against Brazil, against Jesus and Martinelli. Wind your neck in, boy.
For me, listen.
But, go ahead.
Martinez is handy with his hands, if you know what I mean, in the crowd, Oh, Martinez, did you see that the other day?
Yeah, I saw that. That was one of those jammy games where, the crowd were I think the police also probably made it a little bit made it even worse. You don't want to see the police ending up.
Yeah.
They were beating the Argentinians.
Fans were like blood covered his head, man. That's disgusting images. But back to this game. This is gonna be a good match. I mean, no Mickey van der Ven for Tottenham. I think Madison, if I'm correct. Obviously, no Romero.
No Bissouma.
No, Udogi. So
Udogi's there for this one, I think.
Is he?
Unless he's injured.
Oh yeah, because he got double. No, did he not get double? He got double booked. So because Romero was
Yeah.
straight red, and I think the doggy was
Sure.
uh,
But
second yellow.
Udogie missed the Wolves game.
Okay, so I'm not the rules. Listen, I'm not sure because managers, if you get 3 yellow cards, you're out the next game, and for players like 4 yellow cards, I'm like, that's some stupid rule. They change like almost every week. But back to this game. I mean, listen, Emery could pull up a masterclass. I mean, this is the perfect time for Aston Villa to get something with the injuries Tottenham have. Perfect time, but however, for some reason, I still think Tottenham will do well. I think they're gonna. I think there's gonna be 2-1 Tottenham. I think they'll win this game.
Nope.
But of course, I'm gonna wait for Manny. Actually, yeah, let me hear Manny. I know he's gonna say clean sheet for Villa. So Manny, coming over to you. Is Martinez keeping a clean sheet at the Tottenham Stadium?
No, he's not. No, he's not because look, let's take a look at Spurs' attack. They are going to, of course, rely quite heavily on Heung-min Son. The only problem is that without Maddison in the team, they are going to lose a little bit of their creative impetus, it has to be said. But, yeah, Spurs are going downhill with all those injuries. I never really thought they'd stay at the top regardless. And, of course, in other seasons, we've seen Spurs go straight to the top and then just sink back down. Yeah. It happened on the Nuno, but then Conte came in and saved their ship and pipped us to top 4. So you never know what can happen. Yeah, but I'm not going to go so far to say as Spurs will slip really down because the problem is we've got a couple of managers now who, for some reason, seem to enjoy playing the high line a great deal. So it might come down to the question of whose defense ends up a little bit stronger. And in as much as Spurs might struggle without obviously Cristiano Romero, there's a thing about him that when he plays for Argentina, he's literally Superman. But when he plays for Spurs, he can tend to be stupid man, as shown by that ridiculous red card against Chelsea. And without Udogie as well, it's going to be difficult to see what sort of back four Postecoglou puts out. And will he even try to consider playing that high line when Aston Villa have their midfield of John McGinn, also Douglas Luiz? Then don't forget Leon Bailey, who can come on as a substitute. Yuri Tillemans is starting to show some of his potential. Well done to Unai Emery for kicking the laziness out of him, by the way. It's defence that could prove to be a problem, and Aston Villa still have some defensive issues of their own without Tyrone Mings. I think Pau Torres and Diego Carlos and a few others are still struggling to really, establish themselves. They have good performances one day and, they go missing the next. But as long as they've got Matthew Cash and Luca Digne as their wing backs, you can expect them to bomb forward. So my guess is that
up front, Watkins as well.
I wanted you to mention that because he is a former B, so you could have that. I'm a gentleman, you see. And so my guess is that Unai Emery will probably try to counter Postecoglou's 4-2-3-1 or even 4-3-3 with the 3-4-2-1, so that the width that Digne and Cash will provide will be completely exploited. I mean, width will be exploited by Digne and Cash, and whoever's going to play at fullback will have a tough time picking them up. And then, of course, Watkins up front, if he can get him behind that defense, it will be an absolute treat. And, of course, the last time around, without Martinez in goal, Aston Villa beat Spurs at the London Stadium, keeping a clean sheet in the process. So I just don't know if Spurs might necessarily be up for this one. And this is going to be a game that Aston Villa will need to win, especially after the debacle against Nottingham Forest. So Ryan's gone for a 2-1 win for the Villains. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. Watkins, Diaby, and maybe Tillemans with a late flourish.
Nice. Ollie, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a good game. Both teams doing well. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I just don't see any team winning.
Oh, 2-2 draw. Goal to goal. Mr. B?
Ollie's not the biggest fan of Unai Emery. Let's just have that disclaimer right now.
As the one Emery used to say, "Oh, you are awful." But anyway, some people, the older people, might know that. that joke. But anyway, Manny might know it. Sorry, Manny. But anyway, joking, mate. But anyway, anyway, I think there's going to be a lot of goals here. I really do. I mean, both defences are meeting the centre circle. I think that's what it'll be. The high line. So I reckon it's going to be 3-2 Villa I'm going for.
Interesting. JPT?
I'm having trouble to say whether it's gonna be a 2-1 or a 3-1. It's just that Portugal is gonna try to play that high line again, but with the speed that Ali Watkins has, Bailey, Diaby, it's gonna be dangerous, and with the fragility that defense has right now in Tottenham, without Romero, without Mickey, who knows if Udogis is even fit to play. No Basuma, with his yellow card suspension. So yeah, and no creativity from Madison. So this is going to be a lot of missing key pieces for the Spurs side. And look, I mean, it's just the song from Tom Petty comes to mind, and I think Spurs are just going to keep free falling. Besides with all like the injuries and the card issues going on, now you got the whole Jermaine Defoe thing going on. That's going to be, even though it's going to be at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They're going to be chained that out, especially if they take a lead early on. And I'm going to have a big old smile on my face because, I try to, stay quiet whenever this whole Chelsea, allegations, the city charges, and they talk about relegation with us. Look what happens to Spurs now. I mean, just, it's always good just to, keep quiet and just let everything unravel and just beautiful music to my ears if they were to get another L in the books. And if they were to lose, I think they drop down to, I think, 6th or 5th. If all the predictions are from before come correctly, so I'm excited to see Villa win. I think was it Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock UK.
Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful scene. I'm telling you.
This should be an interesting one, to be fair. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Villa put off a win. If Tottenham get a win, that'll be interesting to see how they get it. But obviously, who knows if they're going to be the same team without X of their key players. So, yeah. Next game, it is Everton versus Manchester United. And yeah, listen, Everton obviously 10 points deduction from the Premier League, which is, fair because they explain them. But obviously, I get the frustration that while City are not, while the Premier League's not doing anything with City and stuff. But I think there's like already stuff going on with this game. I think Everton fans are trying to make the whole stadium with fans with the Premier League. What is it? Premier League
Corrupt.
robbed paper. They're trying to make sure everyone holds it up. So yeah, I mean, I think United fans will join in because if it's for for the City case, then United fans will join in. But I get the frustration for Everton fans. But yeah, listen, Everton will be pumped up for this one. It's going to be crazy. Everton fans, the chance, Premier League chance. Everton up for it. Sean Dyche will make sure his team will be up for it. But United, on the other hand, it will be first time that obviously Ten Hag won't be on the touchline as he is suspended, so he'll be on the man. But yeah, it's over. But I don't know, man. For me, we need to score first. Early goal. We need to get that early goal and, hope for the win. But, like I said, Everton, they will be pumped for it. So I will go for a United win, but I'm hoping that we play well. But injuries. Mason Mount is injured for a month again. So, yeah, some news today. Mason Mount is injured for a month. So, what a signing Mason Mount has been. 10 out of 10. Classic. Signing Mason Mount. So,
Is that 10 out of 10 like out of games he's missed?
Yeah.
Good one, JVT.
I mean, as much I don't know what the injury is, but all I can say is that because he said he doesn't miss Chelsea, and all I want to clap for the fans and everything, both at Chelsea and Manchester United. I don't have zero sympathy for this guy. I mean, as awful as it sounds, he's dug his own grave.
Yeah,
So
100%.
Corruption, exactly.
Top, bro, really
what is this injury?
I think it's a groin. Let me just double check, but I think it is a groin. But let me just double check for you. Mason might out for a month. Yeah, calf. Sorry, calf. Yeah, calf injury. So, but yeah, just to reply to this question, it's because Ten Hag 3 yellow cards. Season. So managers, when you get 3 yellow cards, you get suspended. So, well, to be honest, I thought it was 4 or 5. But yeah, so yeah, Ten Hag will be. So I'm gonna go with 2 on United. The midfield, if not gonna be great, it's not gonna be creative. Probably gonna be Amrabat, McTominay, and Bruno, which is not the best. I would rather have Hannibal over McTominay, but listen, Everton they don't have Onana, which is good because I was worried about that guy in that midfield because he's not ready yet. I think Sean Dash maybe not ready yet, but other than that, listen, quality wise, we should be beating Everton quality wise because they've got no offense, they've got no one up front. Just that scares me. Calvert Lewin does not scare me, I'll be honest. But we're looking at my centre backs. Probably what you're probably most likely going to play Maguire and Maguire and Lindelof because I don't know what's happened to Varane. So for me, I'd start Varane. Then again, not sure what's going on with that. Then Luke Shaw's back. Weird for me. Listen, people know my thoughts. I'm not his massive fan, but it's good. It's good to see him back. But like I said, he's been at the club way too long now. So we shall see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm gonna go.
He's back in the England team anyway, wasn't he? Southgate pick him now. Yeah, he's got back.
Yeah, he'll rush him back. Yeah. So
Oh, he will,
yeah.
won't he?
I think Shaw will start Son as well. I can see Shaw starting, but Hoyland, I think Ten Hag providing. Ten Hag said that he's 50-50. They're going to try to check him out tomorrow. If I'm being honest, we should not be rushing Hoyland for Everton. I think we should be saving him for the Galatasaray game next week. But, however, we do need to beat Everton. So 2-1, I'm going for. Manny, what do you see happening in this game?
Yeah, this one should really have a tight Manchester United win written all over it, regardless of the formation that they choose to play. Because, yes, Everton have recovered really well. But, I just don't see their sort of workmanlike play being a match for a Manchester United team that, in as much as they have a few injuries in their side, they can certainly play a lot better than Everton can. And I think they will put up that performance on Sunday. And the only question I might have is that the latest news on the goalkeeping front is that the other Onana, Andre, has been past fit to play. But there is a part of me that wouldn't mind seeing Altay Bayindir get a game because, it might not be a bad idea to rest Onana for a little bit because obviously if Cameroon also want to pick him for the African Nations Cup, then he will be gone. So this wouldn't be a bad idea to give Bayindir a game like this to see how well he does. And because Bayindir actually came on as a substitute himself for the Turkish national team against Wales, and he actually kept a clean sheet himself as Turkey went on to deny Wales a win that could possibly have put them into second place, qualifying automatically for the European Championships.
Yeah. Have they done that draw for that yet? Or there's supposed to be a draw for the
Euros is next Saturday.
Yeah. The playoff finals have been done. I believe Wales are going to be playing Finland, and then if they win, they'll either play the Ukraine or maybe I want to say Poland. No, they're not playing the Ukraine. They will play Poland or some other team.
Okay.
And that's the sort of thing. So I would like to see Bayindir start. Except knowing Ten Hag, he'll probably go back to his tried and trusted goalkeeper anyway. And in as much as they are injured, I think with certain players starting to play a little bit better, it will sort themselves out. for once, Harry Maguire had a shocker for England against North Macedonia. Maybe that'll translate to a stormer against a stormer for United, because whenever he performs poorly for United, he does well for England. Maybe vice versa. 2-1 to the Red Devils.
2-1, yeah. And also for Nana, I do want to see Bayinda get a chance, to be honest with you. But then again, there will be a moment where he will come, and hopefully, yeah. But for me, most likely tonight we'll start on Nana, because he said in the press conference that he's fit to go, so he will start on Nana. But yeah, it'll be. I'm not sure, I'm not sure what's going on between Tanang and Bayinda, but Bayinda will get a chance. I'm pretty sure. I think we just have to be a bit patient. That obviously we're still in the FA Cup and still match to be played. So going back to Euros, the actual group draw is next Saturday, so I'll be watching that. Albania. Let's see if we. There's rumors going around that apparently England fans, they want Albania in the group. I'm not. Listen, mate. Stay away. I want a country called Serbia. Listen, give me all give me teams like that. So
I'll tell you what, you got a better chance of winning it than England.
Listen, if people don't know, our assistant manager is Pablo Zabaleta. So that's one for your history. Assistant manager Pablo Zabaleta. But actually, Manny, I don't know if you know, but Albania manager Silvino, ex-Arsenal player, midfielder.
I do. I remember Silvino fairly well. I believe he was a member of our double-winning team in 2002. And he was, of course, phased out by Ashley Cole and went on to do some other decent things. Didn't really play too often for Brazil. But he's certainly earned his coaching badges, and he's done well for you lot. So, I'm quite happy for him. And if he does well with Albania, I'll tell you what, how Albania have progressed from being a team that would normally be beaten black and blue back in the day to becoming a fine team. It just goes to show you that there is hope for everyone, but you've just got to believe. And this is why I love international football.
Of course. Big up to Albania, man. Do me proud. Albania's starting to have a style play and have a lot of fight, more than what England offer under that clowns. Listen, Southgate. I think he will go off the Euros, guys. I think we're just a bit patient. He will go off the.
He needs to.
So, yeah, he needs to anyways. When there's a game at Old Trafford, it is best to integrate Bayinda him, then not away in a game. I understand, I do understand this. You can't throw Bayinda in such a tough place. But yeah, let's go with Ollie. Score predictions for Everton versus Man United.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 2-1 Man United.
Cool, 2-1 Man United. Mr. B?
Well, you got two Ananas playing. Will it be an Anana skin for Man United? That's what I want to know. But I mean,
no, what a skin!
It could be a bit sticky for them at Everton with the Toffees, But I don't know. I think it'll be a tight United win though. 2-1 United.
2 United and JPT.
I think with everything, especially since it's at Goodison, I can only imagine how that environment is going to be with the whole 10-point deduction criticism. So, Goodison's already a difficult place to play in. So now with this heat, that's why I don't expect Onana to be on the bench. I don't think they would do that to the. I'm probably going to say his name wrong. Bayender. I think that's how it's pronounced his name.
Yeah.
And he's fairly young, isn't he?
I think he's.
Who's that?
I'm gonna double check, but yeah, he's
early 20s.
25, I think 25. Let me double check.
Still, I wouldn't throw him into the Wolves.
Yeah, 25
for this. 25. I still wouldn't throw him into that situation. Especially. He's 21.
No, he's 25.
25.
But it's just I don't now with the pressure for Everton, they have to do whatever they can to at least make up some ground after being deducted those points. I wouldn't be surprised if United take on an early lead, but then Everton just probably get an equalizer within the last 10 minutes of the game. Yeah, and also too, they do have a crazy schedule coming up ahead of them with Champions League, and I want to say you guys have Newcastle as well coming up,
Yeah,
Galatasaray, and I
yeah.
forgot who the third team is.
Chelsea.
But you know,
We play soon as well. We play Chelsea soon as well at home.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the span of 6 days, I think I read that correctly. So with that in mind, I think Tal is going to try to be mindful of the 11 he selects and try to stay him for like maybe for the Galatasaray game, because I think if you guys lose that, then you guys are out like of the competition, like not even making
Yeah, if we
Europa.
lose, we're out. Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I think that's just going to be in consideration. So which is why I'm predicting a draw.
Draw. Yeah. Look, United's fixtures is looking pretty packed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, games coming thick and fast. Champions League, Galatasaray away. That's going to be a bit,
Oof.
bit tough without customer as well. So yeah. Sorry, no. Yeah, without customer and without Rashford as well. So, I mean, Rashford for me, Rashford missed not a huge one for us. He's been very poor, but yeah. But no, look, we've got a lot of games coming up. We've got Chelsea soon at Old Trafford. That should be a good game. But no, listen, we shall see, because United need to start. But away form, we've won what four? I mean, I don't read into much into stats, but it's about how we play. Really, the stats can be good, but it's about how we play. But we haven't played that good side yet away from home. But now Everton, that's gonna be a test for us. So hopefully, I win that one. And last game we have, and then we'll wrap up. Fulham versus Wolves. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Fulham here. Fulham win. Yeah, Fulham. Obviously, we beat them before international break, and yeah, it was it was 50-50, but yeah, Fulham should be back on their winning stages. So yeah, Manny.
Oh boy, Fulham still can't score for Toffee,
Right.
and the fact that they've got two ex-Wolves in their starting lineup could be expected to help them, but the fact is it won't. Raul Jimenez still has trouble finding the back of the net, and Adama Traore is an absolute beast with the ball at his feet, but he can't finish his dinner. And Mr. B, you and I obviously have been talking a great deal about Gary O'Neill and how he's done a brilliant job at Wolves since leaving Bournemouth. And with that 3-4-3 formation, it will obviously make playing against them quite sticky in many ways, even without Ruben Neves and some of their players who left. This could very well be. I'm going to go for a Wolves win over here, because I think Fulham are sadly slipping up very badly. Yes, Bernd Leno is still performing well enough, making some saves, but he's also conceding quite a few goals. Maybe, he's starting to realise that life at Arsenal wasn't so bad. It was just that he didn't like being on the bench. But we got some predictions already saying that Fulham might end up having more chances to score and will score. But I just think Wolves will be a little bit more... Wolves are probably going to do, with their 3-4-3 formation, they're going to try and do as much as they can to try to dominate the midfield and certainly keep the ball. And as long as they've got Hee-Chan Huang and company, they will go on and find the back of the net. So the Wolves to come at the Cottagers, and how? 2-1.
2-1. Ollie.
I'm going to go with a 2-1 Wolves as well.
2-1 Wolves. Mr. B.
Yeah, I think the Wolves are come and feast on Fulham. They're going to be really fed to the Wolves, I think, there. Because I don't think Fulham are really doing much. They ain't got no one who can score. It's they're in a real plummet at the moment down the league. So, I'm going to go, but I'm going to go 2-0 to the Wolves, I think.
2-0 to the Wolves and JPT.
Sorry, just helping with move stuff still. I'm just gonna keep it quick. I'm gonna say 1-0 Wolves.
1-0 Wolves. Fair enough. I think everyone's been at the Wolves win here. So, actually, no. some are 50-50, you know. But for me, I could see a Fulham win. They should listen. When we played Fulham, they did not finish their plates. So Fulham this time they have to finish their chances because they're not that clinical really when they played against us. They take the chances, but now we will wrap up. That's been all the games that we discussed. We're gonna get people to shout on the socials as we usually do. Starting off with Ollie, where can people find you?
Yeah, big up for having me on. You can find me on my YouTube, DJ Sinclairo. It says down below there. Videos are coming out soon. Try and get a stream out, so I need to do a stream. I haven't done a stream in a while, so I'll do a stream soon. If you want to catch me on Instagram, Ollie.Sinclair556. Dabbaware fan page 1. Yeah, that's it. Big up for having me on.
Yeah, big up to you. JPT, do you want to shout yourself out quickly? Oh yeah, I saw that power shot. Sorry, Mr. B, where can people find you?
Yeah, Mr. B, Hive Football Chat, Mr. B for Life 182. Obviously, got quite a load of content out at the moment. Loads of videos, all the views are going up. You know, sky high on them at the moment. I'm still only on 69 subs, so I definitely want a load more. Hopefully, going to get 100 by the end of the year. I'd love that. So that'd be amazing. But also, I've done a preview thing for the Arsenal game with Luca earlier on at Luca AFC. With Manny was on there as well. He come on. So that was a good stream. So hopefully people will watch that. Obviously doing a review for the match as well. We hopefully we sting the Arsenal and get a good win there at the G-Tech, you know, at the Hive, and then do a review on it. So everyone look out for that and come on, you bees.
Yeah, we got a comment from Ryan. Says nice discussion tonight. Enjoy the cheers. Big up to you, Ryan, man. Obviously, Mr. B, big up to you for joining. And obviously,
Cheers,
last
man.
but not least, Manny, where can people find you?
Yeah, first of all, for starters, you can find me over here on Norris Talks Football. I am, of course, one of the co-hosts, as written in my description below my name. You can also catch me on Del Boy Gunner TV. Big up to him and all our other Irish YouTube brethren and their families and their compatriots. Hope they will all be safe and sound, and the chaos will end very soon. Also, huge shout out to Hanno Trollope and Coach's Corner. We do some great work together, and you can find me there. Also, Tanya Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, AFC Talk Show TV. Also, shout out to Northside LDN and the Old School Gunner. What else did I mention? Oh, yeah, Eugen Spurs Asia TV. And also Football United with Anthony Herbert. I go there a lot more frequently these days, and it's wonderful to join him and his Gunners from All Corners segment. And just several other streams as well where you can maybe find me if you're lucky. I was also on Luca AFC TV stream earlier with Mr. B and Luca. And I love going on YouTube streams to talk about football and talk about other sports. But the most important thing is that we have to learn to treat each other with respect the way we'd like to be treated. Because if we can't learn to disagree without being disagreeable, there is no point in having a discussion. Let's keep it respectful. Let's avoid all the banter. And just make sure that we proceed smoothly the way things should proceed. So thanks a lot to everyone in the chat who's joined in and made all of your points, and you've all contributed to the ferocity of some of these debates, I would say. And yes, we went a bit long, but we've enjoyed the discussions as well. All of you just enjoy this weekend, enjoy the football over the 3 days, enjoy some other sporting action you can watch. Do take care of yourselves. It's starting to get a bit cold. Be safe, be warm, and be happy, and don't do anything that the panel and I wouldn't do. But as always, it is farewell to thee, and goodbye, and God bless to all of you. Cheers.
Yeah, 100%.
Cheers,
Big up yourself, Manny. Big up yourself. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys have followed us on Instagram or Football, Twitter or 6footy as well, where you guys can see tweets from myself and stuff. And YouTube, make sure you guys have subscribed if you haven't already. But for now, we'll be back for the game review. Hopefully the Premier League weekend goes well. It will be nice to have it back. Hopefully Brentford win tomorrow. So yeah, we shall see you soon, guys. Peace.
Watch it,